Oh, man, we are making progress. But, okay. The point is, down here, you're another seaman. Let me go ahead and see if I can mark you. You don't really look like you'd be any of these groups, though. Honestly, you might be Maba, but I don't think you're a topman. I think you're a seaman. I'll mark you as William Wazen and leave it at that for now. But, yeah. Lars is not down here. There he is. He was right there. Okay. Now, why is this important? I already had this solved, didn't I? I already had this, like fully 110% solved, didn't I? Yes, I did. Well, that's my own fault for not paying close enough attention at that part. Okay, I don't know who this guy is. Let me put you down there as a seaman. Yeah, because you're up here. I think you're one of the seamen. Slowly but surely, I am piecing this puzzle together. I need to go back to this one. This one is important. Because I don't have anything marked for you. I don't have your name, and I don't have your means of death. The means of death being the thing that has me the most confused. So, let's get out of here and return to the gun deck. Right. Orlop to the gun. Over here and around the corner. Let's give this a listen. Okay. So we heard the sounds of someone getting crunched. You were the one that was shot by the cannon. Where's the other guy? We'll deal with you in a minute. But yeah, I need to find the other guy that died here. Oh, so you're definitely not Charles Miner. Maybe you are one of the seamen. Yeah, I think these two are William and Abraham. We'll turn to that in a minute. Someone else died here. And I don't even see them. Wait. No. Interesting. The game is telling me that someone else died here. Specifically this guy. But I don't see him anywhere. So how did he die? He's not this guy. I don't see him in, like, the cannon fire. I can't see him amongst the tentacle there. I could foresee him being in there, but I can't tell. Where are you hiding? Unless... Oh, wait. Hello. It's not you. Yeah, you... He's got to be in here somewhere. This location of the corpse sits. Is this to imply that there is a second corpse right here? And that it's him? If that's the case, I guess that the means by which he died is the same. Shot by a cannon by a ferocious beast. But where is he? Why can I not see him? Like, I think that the crunchy sound that I heard before the cannon shot was this guy getting smashed. Well, I guess I can at least say shot cannon beast. But there's got to be a way for me to ID him. Although maybe not in here. You were present there. Not here. You know, hang on. How many memories were you present on? I need to know. How many memories? 9. With this being the last one. You were also in the one right before. So let's hightail it back. Found him. Yeah, he was literally right there. So, okay, hold on. Who are you? You're the gunner. Gunner's mate's already been ID'd, so it ain't you. That means you're probably one of the seamen. Or I guess you could be a topman. I don't know. I can't really tell what your nationality is. You do appear to have... Oh, no. Who are you? I mean, you have to be either a seaman, a topman, a steward, or an officer. You're not Charles Minor, because you're not the Frenchman. Or are you? You actually might be. They said he was torn apart by a terrible beast, but... I don't think so. I don't think he's a steward either. I really think he's one of the topmen. I don't think you're Maba, though. I'm gonna go with Nicholas Botterill. I don't know who Maba is gonna be at this point. Actually, I think it might be you. Because remember, the topmen are the folks that are on the rigging. So it's these guys. These are like topmen and seamen. I don't know. I think I might be getting a little bit over assuming things. this point, I need to start dropping names down. And we don't even have an inkling as to your fate, so that means it's not an option yet. I guess you could be one of the seamen. I know you're not O'Hagan, though. Oh, wait, no, that couldn't have been O'Hagan. Shoot. Yeah. When do you disappear? Somewhere in the Doom. What's the last chapter you appear in? I need to find out. I want to find out what happened to him. Oh, you're in the last one. Oh, okay. I'm gonna head back there and see if I can spot him and find out how he died. Because if I can find out how he died, then I can find out if he is truly Aleksei. I am good. I cannot begin to tell you how happy I'm going to be if I'm right that that is Aleksei. Simultaneously, how angry / upset I'm going to be if I find out that it's not Aleksei. All right. So he disappears in this chapter. We still don't know what happens to this guy. Did I ever ID this man? Yeah, that's Paul. We know you two. We know you, finally. Not you. Not you. You fought. Okay. So in your last appearance, you are alive, but fighting. But I have no way to know. There's nothing here to indicate how you were killed. I mean, this is literally where you disappear. So how am I supposed to deduce the means of your death? I don't know. Like, I was able to deduce that these guys fell overboard pretty easily. And the fact that that was correct for Duncan McKay tells me that was correct. You, I'm still a little bit unsure. Where did you stop showing up? Same one. So you're about to get, like, got right here. I think saying you fell from the rigging was a mistake. I think it's once again going to be crushed by a beast. But which of the Chinese men are you? I don't know. You know, now I'm beginning to think you can't necessarily be Aleksei. Because you and this guy are kind of in the same department. I think you might be a topman. I feel like, based on all the logic I've been going off of for now, he can't be Aleksei. That makes me sad, because he looks like he should be Aleksei. And again, he is wearing the striped outfit that I've been associating with them, so I don't know. These are the only ones that I have not been able to identify in this section. And they're marked at 2 and 3 in terms of difficulty to ID, which I guess makes sense considering I'm running out of Chinese people. And this guy is obviously Chinese. Okay. I have no idea how I'm supposed to ID this guy at this point. Or you. Are you the Frenchman? You might be. Because, like, I know that the Frenchman died in here. I know the Frenchman died in this chapter because he was torn apart by the Kraken. We've been told this explicitly, but I've still not been able to figure out which of these guys it is. This guy doesn't look French even slightly, but I've been assuming it had to be him because he's the only one that we actually saw get ripped apart. It could be him, too. But I somehow doubt it. What are you? Are there any positions on the ship? I can't ID your fate. You, I know, were, like, broken up. The ship steward and the captain steward. I have no idea what the captain steward happened to him, but I know who he is. I'm making a lot of assumptions as to who this guy is. Second mate steward. Where's the second mate? The second mate was out on that vessel. Logic would dictate so too would his steward. I think I'm correct on who this is. But I might be getting something wrong with his method of death. And you were spiked. So I don't think you're the ship's steward. And I know that you're not either of these two. I have these guys, who they are, locked. And I have you locked. I don't have you locked, but I know it's not you. I know it's not you. Similar reasoning. You aren't Chinese, that's for sure. Could be Maba. Are you Aleksei? No, I didn't think so. Who is this guy? You only got one triangle. That implies that you should be easy. Oh, you're this guy. Ugh. Why are you marked as easy? I don't know. I don't have the foggiest who you are. Hold on. Where? Oh, wait. No, not Unholy Captives. Wait, it was before Unholy Captives, right? Yeah. Where's Patrick? Where's Patrick O'Hagan? O'Hagan, you're still breathing. Can you row? One of these two. One of these two is Patrick O'Hagan. Oh, wait. You were already dead, so... Yeah, no. You are Patrick. Claude? Fell overboard? Drowned by the beast. What am I getting wrong? Also, I just had a thought. Fell down some stairs. That is kind of what happened to him. I think that might actually be the correct answer for him. I feel like everybody that I've got something down here on, I've got like one or two things right and one thing wrong. That's where I feel like I'm at right now. What am I not getting? Let's go back to this one. Maybe I can get some more clues here. already have both of these guys figured out. You're one of the midships. You're one of the mates. You're a mate. And yeah, this was how I deduced the people that fell overboard. Okay, okay. We know for a fact that this guy and this guy fell overboard. You, I feel like, has to be one of the Indian men. I don't know who you are. I'm gonna go with Maba because I can't rule that out. So close. And like, unfortunately, I don't think anything here is really gonna help me. Like, you have to be Omi Gould. You have to be. You are the only person that we saw speaking Arabic. So, that means that I have something wrong with your method of death. But what? What do I have wrong? You were definitely speared by a terrible beast. Why are you marked as an easy find? You're marked as easy to deduce. Why? Who else was here? You. You, who I still don't know who you are. Granted, I don't know who a lot of these people are, it turns out. There's so many things that I am still trying to figure out here. But there's one thing that I do know. Somewhere in this chapter, there's a dead Frenchman. And I'm going to keep on naming people as the Frenchman until they are identified as the Frenchman. It can't be you. And it can't be you. It could be you. That was the Frenchman this whole time? Oh my lord. Ugh. Definitely some blind guesswork on that one. Okay. So, this did give me some more info. I don't know who you are, but I know you're not Maba. You are not Maba. You might be Jizhong. I am so lucky that that was Wei Li. Like, I knew it was one of the Chinese men. You're not Zungi Sati. I'm gonna say you're Abraham. And I'm gonna say you're William. So, okay. Between William, Abraham, and Jizong, someone's name is wrong. Are you Li Hong? Maybe. Let's try flipping Abraham and William. Nothing. Move Li Hong back to Jizong? No. Okay. I think that's where I'm wrong. I think this guy I don't have right. I don't think he's any of these three. And I know he's not Omid Gul. So, are you Aleksei? You don't look like you'd be an Aleksei. And I know you're not either of these two. I know you're not Patrick. Mark those guys back as that. I feel like I have their names right. I feel like Abraham and William, as they are marked right now, is correct. Whoa. Yeah, you're not Zungi. Guess you could be Tim Butement. Switch you again. There is one other possibility. You could be Zungi. Actually, no. I think I've already ruled that out. I think I've already ruled out that you could... I don't think you can be Zungi. Because I'm pretty sure that I had this marked as Zungi torn apart by a terrible beast. You are an enigma now. Let's see. What else might I be able to look into? You. 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 Your outfit tells me you're one of the Chinese guys. Switch you two back. No, I feel like that this one has got to be... I feel like those two have to be correct. All right. Are you Jizhong? No. Baba? No. Also, this means that I got this wrong, too. So I don't really know what happened to you. No. I guess you could be considered as crushed by a terrible beast. Just not in the way that we've been using that turn of phrase up until now. Who are you? I don't know who this guy is. They say strange things about monsters. So this man understood their language. This man understood the Formosan language. That tells me you might be Chinese. Because Taiwanese and Chinese are very similar. Like, they're not the same language, I think. But they share similarities. They share a common root, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know who you are, but I think you are either George Shirley or Alexander Booth. I have a feeling that he is one of those two seamen. Okay, we're making progress again. Sort of. Kind of, maybe. I have no idea who Zungi could be. Or Aleksei, for that matter. Wait. No, wait. Hold on. I can find Aleksei. And I know how I can find Aleksei. I know exactly how to find Aleksei. If I go back to a bitter coal. This one. Russians. Oh my lord. I didn't want to open it to that, you dang thing. Where was this corpse? Because there were 3 people playing cards. On the Orlop deck. There were 3 people playing cards. Only 2 spoke, but they both spoke Russian. The third person, if I haven't identified who that third person is yet, then I think I can safely assume it to be Aleksei. Alright. Head over this way. Oh. This one? That's Leonid. Patrick? Are you Aleksei? I feel like that has to have been Patrick. Yeah, you're Omid. Or are you Omid? Oh, man. It could be either of them. Yeah, you, we already have marked. I still think that you're Omid Ghoul. Does this mean you're Patrick? Seems unlikely, but... You know what? A lot of my confusion right now is involving people at a very particular place on the drawing map. I think I need to get a different perspective, so to speak.
Hokseng Lao, you have been found guilty by self-confession of the murder of Nunzio Pasquale.
Quiet.
As
Maybe.
captain of this ship, and by the authority of the East India Company, and thus the Crown of England, I sentence you to death by firing line. Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
Right, sir. Ready, men. Aim.
Fire! We already have all these guys more or less figured out. Oh, that's neat. Look at that. This is when he drew the picture. I didn't catch that before. Okay, that's the cook. That's the butcher. That's a monk on top of a goat. None of that is particularly useful. Davy James was plugging his ears. The carpenter mate has the crazy eyes. You're the carpenter himself. Yeah. Lars. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else here that I hadn't figured out yet. You. Now that I'm looking at you again, I think you might be Maba. You don't look Asian to me. At this angle, anyway. You, on the other hand, I already have identified. Samuel Gilligan. You look like you're whispering something to your mate. Considering how things go later, that kind of makes sense. I feel like that he's potentially plotting for their little coup. I mean, this guy is undeniably one of the top men. I know that for a fact. He has to be. He's not Omen Ghoul, and he's definitely not Timothy Biltmore. He's either Maba, Li Hong, or Zhejiang. He was Li Hong. He was Chinese. From that angle, he didn't look Chinese. Patrick! We finally found Patrick and Aleksei. Oh my lord, finally got those two figured out. You know what I think was throwing me off was the order of events in the book where the Patrick was mentioned, because the guy that I marked as Patrick that is Patrick was the victim in the previous section where they were talking to Patrick. But now that I think about it, he basically just said, "Oh, Hagen, you still breathing?" Like he was asking a question. He never got an answer. So I just assumed that by him saying that, that was what happened. Kind of like how I was making assumptions about the Frenchman and how they're saying he was torn apart, saying that torn apart by the beast had to be the correct answer. I was making all sorts of assumptions, basically. Assumptions that ended up being not true.